Welcome to Magic News Today with Mitch. I'm your host, Mitch, and this is your Magic News Today. Breaking news today, Sol Ring has been banned in Commander. Also revealed, Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Innistrad Crimson Vow will have a Twilight crossover. Next up, in news that has shocked many in the Magic community, Secret Lair Furby has been revealed. In other breaking news, a foil card was mistaken for a Pringle and it led to a hospitalization. In other Commander news this morning, Mono White finally getting some help in Commander. Also, a shocking announcement from Wizards of the Coast, Pokemon cards are now completely legal in all Magic formats. And news from the MTG finance world, Maximilian of the Commander's Quarter Millions has been arrested for insider Magic card trading. In other breaking news, gambling is back in Magic the Gathering with antes being reintroduced. And another shocking story, the online giant Amazon has acquired Hasbro. Also, Wizards announces the new Beyond Universes Beyond. And finally, 3-sided cards have been announced. Let's start with that first story of Sol Ring being banned in Commander. Sol Ring has long been seen as the poster child of the Commander format. It has been included in every single Commander precon since 2011. And according to EDH Rec, it is also the most played card in Commander. Based on the numbers on their site, it sees play in 77% of decks. With this banning, Sol Ring is now only legal in the Vintage format, though it is still restricted in that format. This is a card that is considered so powerful that it is even banned in Legacy, and now it joins the Commander ban list. When asked why Sol Ring was banned now, one of the decision makers had this to say. Initially, allowing Sol Ring to be played was our little joke. I mean, clearly, along with a Moxen, this type of fast mana should have been banned from the beginning as well. But the joke quickly spiraled out of control and we were unable to ban it for fear of community backlash. But now we want to right our wrongs and step up for what is right and ban this card. Though we have not made decisions on them yet, we are also looking into other powerful cards potentially being banned like Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, and Wayfarer's Bauble. We should have a decision and an announcement on those by sometime next week. But now let's move on to our next story for today with the Innistrad Twilight crossover. A while back, Wizards introduced Universes Beyond. According to MTG Wiki, Universes Beyond is a sub-brand of Magic the Gathering that exists in addition to and alongside the regular line of products. Universes Beyond is a series that combines the gameplay of Magic the Gathering with worlds, characters, and stories from other intellectual properties. Up until this point, there have been 3 intellectual properties associated with Universes Beyond. The Walking Dead Secret Lair back in 2020 has been grandfathered in. And then Warhammer 40,000 and The Lord of the Rings have also been announced. Though those two will not be coming out this year, and up until this point it was believed that no Universes Beyond products would be coming out in 2021. So the announcement of the Twilight crossover for the 2 Innistrad sets coming out later this year comes as a surprise to many. According to Wikipedia, the Twilight Saga is a series of 4 vampire-themed fantasy romance novels. Though the series does focus on vampires, there are also werewolves as well. Rumors at this point are that Innistrad Midnight Hunt will be centered around Jacob Black, a werewolf from the novels. And then Innistrad Crimson Vow is rumored to be centered around Edward Cullen, one of the vampires from that series. At this point, it is unclear if Bella Swan will be showing up in one or both of the sets. But now let's move on to the next story about Secret Lair Furby being revealed. Magic community members this morning were shocked and outraged that Furby will be joining the Magic universe. Back in the late 90s, Furby was a must-have toy that resembles a hamster or some sort of owl-like creature. Currently, Furby is owned by Hasbro, the same company which owns Wizards of the Coast. According to the announcement, Secret Lair Furby will only include 1 card. It is set to go on sale tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. The current price tag is $312.14, and it will be available for purchase for exactly 45 minutes. It was also announced that this Secret Lair card is the first to be legal in every single major format. Time will tell on what kind of impact this makes on formats like Standard, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Commander. Let's move on to our next story for today with a hospitalization involving a foiled card. Foil cards have been known to curl even before a pack has been opened. Some foils even curl to the point where they resemble a Pringle. For years, Magic players have been calling for these foiling issues to be fixed. But now with these issues not fixed, it seems like the worst has happened. Customer service wizard has been sent to the hospital after ingesting a foiled card, mistaking it for a Pringle. Thankfully, doctors at the hospital have already announced that customer service wizard will be fine. In their statement, they also urged players to not ingest cardboard if possible. In fact, they said that Magic players cutting Pringles completely out of their diets might be the safest thing so that this mistake does not happen again. At this point, that's seen as a more likely solution than Wizards actually trying to fix the foiling issue. But next up, in other Commander news, decision makers have announced changes for Mono White. In Commander, Mono White has long been seen as the weakest color identity by far. With each recent set, other colors continue to get more and more powerful cards while leaving Mono White in the dust. For a long time, Mono White players have been asking Wizards to print cards that help with card advantage and ramp for Mono White. But up until this point, it seems that their requests have been falling on deaf ears. So the decision makers in Commander have decided on another approach. Beginning today, if you are playing a Mono White deck, you start the game off with 10 cards in your hand, you have no maximum hand size, and you begin the game with 100 life. When asked about these changes, a decision maker had this to say. This was done to give Mono White decks a fighting chance, and even this might not be enough. We will be constantly reevaluating these numbers as well as potential other changes. So stay tuned for more on this story as more information comes out. But next up, the massive story, Pokemon cards are completely legal in all Magic formats. Though this change has occurred, they will not be a part of Universes Beyond. This decision was made following the release of the recent Time Spiral Remastered set. In that story, in one of the alternative timelines from that set, the Pokemon universe gets melded with the Magic universe. Regardless of the story reasoning, there are many financial implications from this decision. Most notably, Ditto becoming a $400 card in a legacy staple overnight. Only time will truly tell what other cards and formats are impacted. Up next, a member of the MTG finance community, Maximilian, has been arrested on insider Magic card trading. Maximilian is the infamous host of the Commander's Quarter Millions, a show that has been described by many as anti-budget. As of now, law enforcement officials have not released detailed information on this scandal yet. So at this point, we do not know who Maximilian's other accomplices might have been. However, there have been plenty of speculations on the MTG Finance subreddit. The most notable name that keeps coming up is Dave from Rhode Island, who is also known as That One Player. Up next though, Wizards announces that antes have been reintroduced to Magic. Up until this point, antes have been banned from Magic in every major format. You can see the term mentioned on a previously banned card like contract from below. According to MTG Wiki, if players agree to play for ante at the beginning of the game before drawing starting hands, each player puts a random card from their library into the ante zone. The winner of the game receives permanent ownership of all cards in that zone. Again, Wizards initially removed ante quite a long time ago. There were concerns within Wizards of the Coast that playing for ante might result in official tournaments being legally recognized as gambling. And were that to occur, tournament venues might require gambling licenses or be forced to comply with other legal regulations. But again, at this point, it seems that Wizards has gone back on that decision. An official statement on why has not yet been made. Speculation at this point is that Magic already has many aspects of gambling, so why not add one more? With recent products like collector boosters being introduced, the connection to gambling is pretty apparent. Next up, in news that is shocking Wall Street investors, Amazon has acquired Hasbro. Again, Hasbro is the multinational conglomerate with toy, board game, and media assets. It is the parent company of Wizards of the Coast, which makes Magic the Gathering. With this move, representatives from Hasbro say that they will be better able to reach their customers. For example, Magic the Gathering products are now going to be exclusively sold through Amazon. Local game stores have been said to be cut out of the equation completely for quote-unquote customer convenience. Backlash from the Magic community is expected as many Magic players love their local game stores. In other news, Wizards has announced Beyond Universes Beyond. Again, the recently announced Universes Beyond will be utilizing IPs outside of Magic the Gathering's universe. So following that up, there's this new concept of Beyond Universes Beyond. It's a new project where Wizards will create their own characters and stories in their own worlds known as planes. Many players are excited about this unique concept and potential direction for Magic the Gathering. Next up, three-sided cards have been announced. Though there isn't an official name for these kinds of cards yet, rumors are that they will be called MTFCs, otherwise known as Modal Tri-Faced cards. Double-faced cards were originally introduced in the Innistrad block. For example, Huntmaster of the Fells is on the front side of the card, and if it transforms, it turns into Ravager of the Fells, which is on the back. Since then, modal double-face cards, also known as MDFCs, were introduced in Zendikar Rising. And again, they were seen in Kaldheim, and these cards can vary on what type of card they are in the front as well as the back. Regardless, a prototype has not yet been shown for a 3-sided card. So how these modal tri-face cards will actually work is not yet known. And the final piece of breaking news today is that today is April 1st. According to Wikipedia, April Fool's Day is an annual custom on April 1st consisting of practical jokes and hoaxes. So make sure that you're on the lookout today for someone trying to play a joke on you. And that's our Magic news for the day. As always, thanks again for joining me, and have a good one.